It is cool. Well, I'm Jules.
And I am Jason.
And
we doing...
Oh, no, come on.
I didn't bring enough energy to it?
I think the problem is you got to start.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing filmographies.
That's what you wanted?
That's what I needed. And tonight, we are talking about the other Mark Darby Robinson movie that's numerical in sequence.
The one I discovered when I was watching the documentary, and I said, God damn it, there's another one.
It is called Half Empty.
There's also another one called, like, Why Not or something.
I couldn't find that either.
No traces of it. Mark looks 110 in it.
I feel like he's just Mark Robinson in here.
He is.
Oh.
And they fucked up their whole IMDb page. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
The leads are at the very bottom. They don't have any pictures.
Yeah.
Instead of having top billed first, it's like extras and shit first.
So this movie, man.
What do you got for facts? What kind of trivia you got?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, come on. I know you got something.
No, I don't.
Jules?
Nothing. I didn't see any trivia on there.
Of course
I couldn't find dick on this. I could barely find it on IMDb. It's like 9 down in the list. Mark's not even on there.
No.
I mean, it might be on there, but just try searching Mark. You ain't gonna get it.
There's only 14 people on the IMDb or something like that. He's not on there.
No, it's crazy, man. Yeah, so whatever this movie is in his filmography, I guess it's close to the end because we're close to the end.
Half Empty. Adam is a douchebag. Sam is a simpleton. Jill is stuck in a rut. Brad is in over his head. Adam loses his job after meeting Jill, who is seeing Sam, who will get Adam's job but lose Jill, to Adam, who thinks she is cheating on him but isn't, but will start dating him. Brad fired Adam. He also hired Sam because Jill is his goddaughter, maybe. But more importantly, owns a portion of his company Brad needs to buy in order to liquidate it to pay off Diamond and Williams. Brad owes money to. When your glass is half full, it's also half empty.
There you go. What a convoluted movie. And I really did not like it. But I did like it. I absolutely hate Adam.
That's the main guy? The guy from the jailhouse?
He's supposed to be the handsome guy?
Yeah.
He's in Jailhouse?
He's the bartender at the end in the flashback.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wait. Is he also he's also the crazy guy?
Bronson fucking Pinchot. Is he? Oh, he must be because he's not in it that much.
I think he is
terribly not good. Oh,
surprisingly good.
Okay.
At like firing off smooth dialogue. He's wildly unlikable, and you would have to assume. I feel like his personality must be informing this character, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm a cool guy. I get a lot of pussy." Mm-hmm. It's like, I hate everything about you, except for some of your line readings. You got a coolness to you. However, you know what?
Huh.
He's in a newer movie, and he looks exactly the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same like line beard,
yeah.
The same deal going on. Losing his hair a bit. Looks older.
Oh.
Still sticking to that look in this movie, but like 10 years older.
Jason has had the same haircut since he was 9.
Good Lord. He's already not this in this movie at whatever age. He's like, what, 34, 35?
I don't know.
He does not feel young. I wish they wouldn't have established that he's a hardcore ladies man, bedding 2 chicks with minimal effort.
If they just if he was the loser he appeared to be, it would be much better.
If we just didn't see that, then it's like, yeah, there's nothing backing up the fact that he's banging away on Darla's, you know. There's title cards for each character's introduction, even though it's really not necessary. And
there's so many more characters too than you think there's going to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was just about Adam and Sam, and I was like, I think I might like this movie. Mm-hmm. This is going to be kind of fun. And then they start introducing more of like every 10 minutes there's a new character. I'm like, uh-oh.
But they also, like with Brad.
The boss guy is named Greg. Every time we call him Brad, that is completely incorrect.
Because they're establishing some sort of a backstory up to this moment kind of character thing, right? So with Brad,
Greg,
when they do his, you're like, okay. But then he really doesn't factor in to the rest of the movie until the very end. So when you realize that he's in debt, you see him.
Brad's the boss,
a
right?
little bit here and there, but he just pops in.
Yeah.
Hey, get back to work, Sam. Or hey, Jill, I want to buy your company or whatever.
His introduction, I was like, this guy sucks.
Look, man, I live all the way in Myrtle Beach. I just need like $10 to get me there.
Get a fucking job.
Well, fuck you too, you greedy motherfucker.
Hey, Otis, why don't you go hit your crack pipe?
Wait, you can't because I didn't give you any money, right?
He's like kind of a good dick boss. You gonna plot me up?
Because it feels like he's gonna beat that guy up.
The hobo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna flex on him, and then Brad
Greg.
just puts him down. But so, man, all right. So, fuck. I think we are with Sam first. He's a schlub, but he means good.
Yeah, he's a sweet kid.
He is dating Jill, but he also works at a storage facility.
Isn't he just like eating cereal and smoking weed and watching TV when the movie starts?
She gets up, yeah, and she's like, I gotta go. And he goes, all right, babe. And then he wakes up, yeah, he just veggies out. And
I liked it. I bought him and liked him right off the bat.
the actor is at that perfect age where that's believable
Yeah.
and not sad. You know? He's just young and hasn't yet just, I don't know, tried to mature.
Why can't he have cereal and get high on the couch?
You can, but he's not aiming towards or accomplishing anything. You can do that, but you got to really, get your ducks in a row.
Feeling attacked over here.
Got to have, portfolios and, play golf with somebody.
I have a stock portfolio.
There you go. You're halfway there.
Living on prayer.
Are we led to believe that she's jogging this whole time? That's why she left? Because then the next time we see her, I didn't realize it was the same person. I thought this was like a perfectly new person, and she's like going for a run. I'm like, oh, okay, third person. Word.
She's terrible.
Yeah.
She's the worst actor in this movie.
Yeah.
Every time they cut to her, I'm like, why'd you pick this girl?
Well, no, so I think she's pretty good when she's first talking to Adam in her house and she's trying to boot him.
Okay, Playboy, I gotta get ready for work.
Yeah, I gotta start thinking about work too. Can I call you Jim?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Give me your number.
Nice. Yo, you serious right now? Out. I really gotta...
Hang on. I'm sorry. That was a bad attempt. But you're beautiful.
No! Flattery. Plan B. What's next? Innuendo?
So he goes to work for Mark Darby Robinson.
Apparently he goes by Mark Robinson a lot of the time.
He's in total Mark Robinson mode.
And so he says, ma'am, are you the one that does the hand jobs for $5? And she says, I sure am, baby. And he says, would you go wash your hands because I want a cheese sandwich.
It's a pretty good joke. It takes a while to get there, but
Who buys cheese sandwiches?
I bought cheese sandwiches before, but they just call them cheese sandwiches. You could put veggies on them. But some people just put cheese on a Sammy. They don't even cook it.
Okay, can we talk about Mark?
Yeah.
I hate that mouth thing. He does that in a handful of these things, and I find it obnoxious.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I took away from, I took away many things from Mark, but everybody seems to say, yeah, you really got to rope him in. He starts to do his ad-libbing, and you just got to kind of channel him.
Man, I bet David Gordon Green came down hard. It was like, no, knock that shit off. Like, I think people think it's charming, maybe. I find it unbelievably obnoxious. And the more I watch him in these movies, the quiet moments where he's just acting, I'm like, he's really fucking good. Like, him and Sam are having a conversation at one point when they're just, like, eating. And he's just, he's great when he's just, like, eating, listening, and talking a little bit.
This guy, Greg, he's the president of Icon Sports, right?
We've ran into him before. He's a fucking weirdo. They're all weirdos over there.
Mm-hmm.
But then, fuck, man, later on when, like, he's singing that song when he's walking to the storage units, I'm
he's
like,
dancing.
Why did you guys let him do this? This is so obnoxious and terrible.
And it goes on for far too long. And it's an ADR line too.
Tell you of a man about 8 feet high. He was 4 feet wide with one green eye, with a chewed off nose and one ripped ear, and a barrel-sized head. He was something to fear. Story goes along about his awful fate. The sad bad looks was all in what he ate. Now how would you look after 37 years of eating nothing but crackers, vinegar, and beer?
They do that thing about the shorts, too, where he's talking to Sam about his shorts. It's like, oh, my God, if you had cut this, like, 5 lines previous to this, it would have been mildly charming. But you just let it go and go. You guys do not have an improv genius on your hands.
Well, and it's all ADR. And in that scene specifically, they both actually exit the frame before the last 1 or 2 lines are finally delivered. Like put a pin on that one. And I don't remember what they are, and you'll put them in right here.
Yeah, I've got chubby since then. Hung like a Tennessee walking horse, ain't you?
With Maury, it seems like that was, it benefit from it, because it was loose, and he needed to sort of be esoteric and sort of strange.
Right, and I feel like they probably had a good roadmap.
Mhm.
It was early on in his... I don't even know if it was early on in his acting career. I'd have to go through the timeline again.
Well, and they also mentioned that it had like a $15,000 budget or something. So there was probably like a real emphasis to just timetables and right. But I'm sure a lot of that came from just letting him do his thing. But these smaller things, they let him run a little too wild, and it just doesn't add anything.
All right, let's go back.
Yeah.
So Sam's going to work. His girlfriend left to go jogging. Adam's waking up from a night with a woman.
2 women.
But we don't know yet.
But we feel it.
2 women. He sees her. He goes to the bathroom. He's like looking at her. He's smelling his fingers. All the pussy on his dick.
Yeah, and his urine sound effect is far too loud.
And then he like tells her she needs to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shower, but you need to leave.
My mom's coming over.
My mom is definitely coming by. Hey, leave your number. We could do that. Like anytime.
Yeah, look,
That's
what
cool.
you did was good. It was okay. And he just closes the door.
Then he gets in the shower, and then we find out there's another girl in the
Another
bed,
lady
too.
comes up. Oh, I'm Jill. I think
He doesn't know there's 2 of them in there.
Well, because he calls the one the wrong name. I bet that's her name. And yeah, he's only remembering the fact that he had sex with 2 blonde women.
I don't like that he got 2 women.
I don't like that he's got women, period. He's getting some coffee thereafter.
He's flirting with the barista.
Why does he do the Costanza here?
It makes no sense. Where, like, what? So that you stick in their mind when they bring you your wallet? He hides it under a newspaper? It's real stupid.
Because the newspaper's not a fixture on the counter.
No.
So she's going to be like, oh, he forgot his
Oh, also his wallet.
And he hasn't left yet because it's 65 feet to the door, you know? Hey, Adam. And then he walks out of the door and Jill just collides into him. She gave me real army brat vibes.
She's a real dickhead for not looking where she's going.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to jog. You probably shouldn't be on the sidewalk like that, but...
you don't run in front of the door of an establishment.
But if you do, you pay attention because she's looking off the other direction when she collides into him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and turn my head most of the way around while I round this corner in front of a door of a coffee shop.
And she's wearing earbuds.
And the coffee cups are empty.
They are.
And the Meals on Wheels containers are empty.
They are.
You knew this? When it happened, I was like, that's empty, and Jules knew this.
I could tell when he was carrying 65 of them. Yeah. But then also, well, I guess he's pretending to eat out of one in the credit scene.
So she crashes into him.
Who is that guy? Nobody? Because he doesn't come back until the credit scene. And I'm like, oh, wait, was he somebody in here? I didn't... Yeah, so his shirt's ruined, and he sees this as an opportunity to have sex with this woman. So she goes, well, I live just a little bit away. Come over. And he does.
Well, this is exciting.
And she gives him a shirt, and he goes, oh, it's your boyfriend's? And she goes, no, I've been alone forever.
It's been here for years.
Yeah. And he decides, you know what I'm going to do?
I hide my
I'm
wallet.
going to stuff my gigantic wallet in her couch.
Costanza.
Whether you're aware of it or not, George had this pathetic little plan to leave something behind so he could try and weasel a second date.
And immediately he goes, hey, why don't we go out?
Trying to sleaze on her. She's like, get out of here. I hate you.
Yeah, she's like, that works on you using that line? And he's just like, oh, yeah, I'm Bronson Pinchot. Okay, I'm going to leave. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to slam the door closed. He does that. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
He's a nice guy.
So he gets out of there.
Gets to his office.
Yeah, and he's doing...
He has a shirt in his drawer.
Like a dick
She's
hole.
like, do you really have a shirt at your office? He's like, no. And that's how he goes to her
But he
apartment.
took the time, because he left wearing his shirt. He took the time to take off his shirt and put on that shirt, and then go to work and then take off that shirt and put on a new shirt. Who cares? You get to work with your stain and you just put on your new shirt.
Or just work with your stupid stain on. He doesn't... I don't think he leaves
That's
the
true.
office.
What does he do?
They don't clarify that.
He
works
compiles spreadsheets.
Yeah.
And he has folders with names of people as his cases. So, but yeah, he's got like the Wasserman report. Jill is somehow related to Brad.
Greg.
Brad's the owner of the company.
She's his goddaughter.
Atlanta Sports or Atlas Sports.
Is it Icon or something?
Icons with a Z. And whatever he does somehow has to do with
sports?
Sporting equipment.
We don't... guns and ammo. That's all we really know.
Right,
about
so that's why I assume it's sporting equipment.
Okay, so he's at work. Now do we meet Brad?
Greg.
Brad's doing some coke.
No, yeah, he gets to work. He does a little coke. Puts on his shirt. I think he actually calls Jill And she says, oh, yeah, what about Sam, though? And he goes, oh, okay. And then Adam is somehow snooping around because a woman, they do Meals on Wheels?
I don't understand how that factors in.
Like if anything, they're giving money to it, but they're also running it. And they're putting cocaine in it. And that's how they're running the drugs?
Yeah.
Because they inadvertently give the meal to an old woman.
And it's a pound of cocaine.
Which seems like a lot to just put in a meal, but also...
That you would probably... I mean, this is for like $100 or less worth of cocaine. Hide it in the meals. Also, Meals on Wheels goes to old people. A pound of cocaine, I think, might even be hard to fit in one of those containers because there's compartments in it.
There's got to be a far easier way to just drive the drugs.
Oh, this is stupid.
Instead of putting them in two things that also have valid meals in them. Because then they have fucking Drexel.
It ain't white boy day, is it? Oh, man, it ain't white boy day.
Driving the meals around.
So Brad's out walking around. He almost gets invited to a homeless guy that wants some money, and he like calls him a crackhead.
Feels
and
like
real
Tony
rude
Soprano.
to him. So then he gets to the Meals on Wheels thing, and I think he's already seen the news report about the old lady finding $1 million worth of cocaine.
Yep, and he choosing the Drexel wannabe.
Have you read the headlines? You brought the coke to the wrong house. I did? Gladys Merriweather? Does that ring any bells? Oh, I did. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
So then the Meals on Wheels, like, aren't you guys shut down and investigated right now because you guys are running it and there was cocaine in it? There's clearly no in between.
Right, because if there's a pound of cocaine, there's no food in it.
Right.
It's just a brick of coke. I don't know how much they're moving, but the fact that 1 pound of cocaine is in one of the containers, it feels like that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's all of their cocaine, clearly.
So they're just moving 1 pound?
That just makes you like a middleman. And why
all
would you,
of these meals?
Why would you ever do this?
That doesn't make sense. Yeah,
None of
you're
it makes
just
sense.
transporting drugs. You're not selling them or cutting it up and making massive profits. You're just taking drugs from Diamond and taking them to somewhere else.
This drug subplot makes no sense.
No, so then, but he does admit that he is somehow onto some paper trail of why that lady got drugs. He doesn't apparently know that Brad sells drugs.
No.
But he himself is like a douchebag drug user.
Right, like they share it at the office. That's where I think that bag on the golf cart comes from.
Yeah, because they do golfing, right. And he snorts it takes a quarter bag out.
That's a big bag of cocaine. That's like $1,000 worth of cocaine.
Yeah, probably.
I will say, this movie, weirdly tightly structured. Like, somebody, I feel like, worked on this script, man.
Yeah.
Where it loops into the different things that come up again later. This is a weird, low-budget movie in that true effort was put into it, and it's not bad.
Considering how convoluted it is, it's surprisingly, you can follow it.
Yeah.
One thing leads to another. So after Brad gets fired, Sam gets hired.
Why?
Because Jill is putting in the good word for him, but then she's totally fine with him just leaving.
They also, it really makes it sound like she's fucking her godfather.
Brad, yeah. That's how they make it look, for sure.
But, like, I don't know that there's much wiggle room there.
There's no sex.
No.
At all. So
in
it's
this movie?
very bizarre. That between him and her.
There is some surprise tits at the end.
Is there?
Did you not stick around?
I watched the guy eating the meals, Drexel.
They do the catch-up on each character.
Yeah.
And then we follow Brad, and he's at the strip club.
I remember that they pass each other in the office, and they're friends, but they're frenemies now.
Brad goes to the strip club, and there's boobies.
And then he goes to a strip club after that?
Brad, the boss.
Oh, because Drexel's got a bit while the credits are rolling.
I don't remember that.
He's just eating the meals on the couch.
They got him for like one day. This guy, he's real important, so they put him in here for one day. They get
because his character's nothing. But then they were like, yeah, let's pull a Tom Cruise and have him be in character, just bebopping and scatting all over us. Brad then goes to a bar to drown his sorrows, where he runs into Sam, and Sam's like a real pepper boy, you know. Oh boy, I'm full of pep.
I like Sam.
Yeah,
he's nice,
and he's buying Adam a drink. He's trying to cheer him up with jokes. It's ebbing and flowing.
But Adam's pretty much like, you go fuck yourself. Oh, you got a new job today?
Yeah. Oh, I lost
just got
mine.
fired.
Bitch.
Bitch.
Oh, because Sam played racquetball with Brad, and he got busted in the face. So
that made me laugh hard.
Did it?
When that ball hit him in the face?
Yeah.
That was really fucking funny.
I was hoping he was going to have a busted nose.
There's a few moments in this movie where I laughed kind of hard. That was the hardest I laughed.
I don't think I laughed at all.
Oh, boy.
So then he goes home, and then that's when I realized, he lives with Jill. Because I recognized the house from when Adam was there, but I don't recognize it from when Brad was there.
I was starting to
Sam
get
was there.
suspicious. I was like, it's going to be the girl we've seen.
So then he sits down and finds the wallet, and she's got a bouquet of flowers.
She's like, I don't know. There is no card.
Yeah, he goes, what the hell? Are you cheating on me?
No.
What are you talking about?
I don't do it.
See, this I thought was a good scene for her because she thinks he's bullshitting. She just assumes outright that he must be playing some sort of a trick. So she's just, Sam, what are you talking about, right? The actual thought that he's being serious has not even crossed her mind yet until he storms out and she fucking does that snap. Sam? I'm like, right there. But she's not cheating on him. But she doesn't stop him from leaving either. And he leaves. And then, because earlier he came to give her a sandwich from Bennigan's. She wasn't at work. And that's when he surmised that she was with Brad, I think.
Was this movie sponsored by Bennigan's?
Yeah, they mentioned it twice.
They just got new Bennigan's in town. Everybody's real excited about it.
I've never been there, nor have I seen one. But then at the bar, Sam mentions that he just left his job at the storage unit place. If Adam needs a job, go there. And he's like, fuck you, Bray. And there's a weird guy that works with Adam who looks really weird. Like something out of a Don McKellar movie.
Well, he looks like the guy from Hanky Panky, the brother that's fucking his sister.
That too. And he is a real skis.
I also laughed really hard when he taps on the window.
It does the middle finger. That was actually really good. I'm like, where's he? Oh, yes, thank you very much. That's fantastic. And he actually turns out to be kind of a cool guy.
That guy?
He is well-intentioned.
What?
Because he comes and saves Adam.
From what?
His downward spiral. Get up.
Yeah.
They say that a lot in here.
You never introduced the
We're getting there. So all of a sudden, Diamond and Williams pops up, and they're two African-American fellers.
When we meet them, I was like a little bummed for these guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet you guys are two totally regular guys, and these dickheads come around and like, yeah, we need.
How much did you pay for the service? $200. What? $200 for a motherfucking shirt? For a motherfucking shirt because I like expensive clothes. You know I like expensive clothes. I think you like dick, boy.
And Diamond is really riding Williams, calling into question his heterosexual orientation and insinuating that he has a different sexual orientation that's degrading to him.
But he calls them the FAG word.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
This movie, I think I say it at least 4 times.
Which is weird later.
And it's terrible. The payoff on that is really dumb. And you could have done it much more subtly.
It just
but
seems
they're
like a way to
let's
justify
just linger on it. Linger on it
saying it.
forever. And
Yeah.
you guys just keep on sleazy looking.
Because I got it a glimpse the very first time.
Uh-huh.
But then they go back to it and he's touching him. It was so subtle and brilliant. Just a second ago, you should have left with that. Because she even goes, and walks away. But then turns around and gets verified proof.
It's just a little bit of heat between them. A little bit of soft heat.
So for some reason, Brad borrowed money from these guys.
I don't think anybody in this movie at all looks like they can afford a pound of cocaine.
No, it feels like an attempt at a Guy Ritchie movie. But Guy Ritchie always somehow managed to make the crime elements of his films seem legit or realistic enough. You buy a guy named Bricktop.
How much is a pound of cocaine cost? All right, I guess say it's $2,000 an ounce. So I guess, God, I thought that's sad. I thought a pound of cocaine would be like $1 million. Well, what the fuck? These guys can't get 60 grand together? They got this business going?
I don't understand why I don't understand anything. I don't understand the business. If you're an incorporated entity, you should be doing pretty good. Enough to where $60,000. Like, what is that? What are you doing? And then you're selling a pound of cocaine? It just does
You're supposed to break that down by the gram, bro.
It just does not make sense.
Yeah.
He himself could probably afford a pound of cocaine.
Brad?
Yeah.
You would think so.
I mean,
unless he's like strung out and doing it constantly.
And so they want their money,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a few days.
Or we're gonna break your legs.
And then Brad goes, yeah, so this Adam feller, for some reason, I'm sour on him now, even though we seem like we're hardcore boys, because he might figure out what to do, so I can either bring him in or I can fire him. And the lawyer goes, all right, well, I'll take care of that. And he goes, oh, hey, Adam, check it out, bro. You got to pee in this cup, though.
But I was just doing cocaine with you on the golf course.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
This is random, bro. It's got nothing to do with anything. I need you to pee in it, unless you're refusing.
The name comes up. I need it. Otherwise, you can refuse. But then, we'd have to put you on probation, and then I'll fire you. He goes, man, this is actually, I liked this performance here. He goes, what the are you fucking serious? What the fuck?
You like this?
I did. So he's fired now, and then he hires Sam, and we've already passed this. Now, Adam gets a job with Mark. Mark gets to be Mark.
Sam is sleeping in the storage unit with a TV he bought from the money in the wallet that Adam left behind at his house.
But he was also in a hotel.
He spends that first night in the storage
I feel like it's got to be first. And then he goes to buy the TV, and then he goes to the storage unit. I don't know. So, but she's like, you know what? He left, and I really don't care. And I'm going to date Adam now because he's apparently charming and attractive.
So fucking hot.
And they go dancing.
When he's
Kicks her
when
in
he's
the face.
fucking you, you just put your fingers to the hoops on each earring.
Yep.
He'd be like, yeah.
Sam finds out they're dating, but he also thinks that she's dating Brad because they're doing their business. He then meets Adam, finds out that Sam accepted his job when it was offered to him from Mark Darby, because he's always talking about his fucking clam bake.
The clam bake benefit we got coming up this weekend.
And then they run into each other at the bar, and it becomes a little hostile. And he goes, well, your girlfriend's fucking Brad. He goes, bullshit.
Pitt?
Punches him in the dick. Boom. And he runs out, and he gets into his car. He gets into his car, and they both drive sort of fast.
That's rad. Definitely escape from the bar after drinking and then do some angry fast driving.
And they get to where they're going, which is Atlas or whatever. And they run inside, and they're, gotta get the stairs up. And then they both burst into the room because Jill is now selling her company.
Oh, what? We're here?
Yep.
Oh, thank God.
And all of a sudden, Diamond and Pearl come in, and they're like, yo, give me the keys to the building. It's my building now.
You put a little mustard on your performance right now.
And Jill goes, what the fuck?
John Polito's in there?
Yeah.
Go sleep it off somewhere else, Dusthead.
And then Brad goes, oh, shit. I guess I'm out of a company. And Jill goes, yeah, I'm actually going to sell to Diamond because this apparently is a legitimate business transfer between you and him. And then
I guess we don't know what they're up to. They could have legit businesses.
It seems
going
like they
already.
wanted to go legit, yeah.
They could be totally regular dudes with a side of the drug dealing.
A couple stringer bells.
Because they do not seem like drug dealers.
No.
Seems like you got
they don't seem tough. They don't seem anything. No. But Sam and Adam go to jail, and they just keep going, you bitch, you F word.
Didn't it kind of seem like they're going to start fucking each other?
I kind of hope so.
Like they're really revving up. Like they seem to be way too into insulting each other where it's becoming something else.
And they vow to kill each other if they ever see each other again.
Yeah.
But little do they know that they both apply for a job again, and now they're working together.
Yeah, for Diamond.
So when you see them in in the hallway.
That's what they call the business. It's got a good feel there.
Hey, fuck ass. Hey, germ sicker.
I fucked your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah? Well, I took your job.
Oh, really? Where's it now, douche?
It's up your fucking ass.
You love my ass.
I own your ass.
No, you want a Corolla. That's a girl's car.
Get a beer later?
Absolutely.
I hate you. I want to kill you.
Vice versa.
Beers tonight?
Yeah, I love you.
I kind of like this movie.
It's okay. It's a little love and catastrophe.
It's way better than it has any right to be. This should be way more boring.
Because the direction is very boring.
As far as the people, I feel like they pop a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the actors pop a decent amount. I feel like it's not super derivative, and they put way more effort than they needed to in like mapping out a plot with momentum that was going somewhere.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of The Week That Girl Died.
Oh, yeah.
Which has some better performances and more memorable things in it, but was also so boring because it just was the same thing constantly. There was no sense of momentum, and this movie had the momentum.
There's so many things going on, but they're all just the same thing all the time.
And the week that girl died?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just constantly the same thing over and over. It's fine for 20 minutes, and then you realize that 20 minutes is on a loop for infinity.
And then all of a sudden there's like resolution.
Oh, there's been a death, and it's over.
In this case, some of it's even just on-screen text telling you what happened. Yeah, there really isn't a lot of Mark either. He's in maybe 4 scenes, the dancing thing. I actually, aside from the mouth thing,
he's good, right? He plays
good.
That guy pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. Especially with the sandwich, where he's just like, "Boy, you got to go a promise ring.
Yeah,
what are you, 12? You got to just ask her to marry you." You know, and now you grew some balls, he says.
It's like, honestly, I feel like it's 50-50, where he's like not the best actor and then irritating, and then he's like amazingly natural at other times.
Yeah.
He's such a bizarre case, because sometimes, he's just very, very good a lot of the time.
Well, and what's weird is, like we mentioned Martin Short, he hasn't had a career that would allow him to detour into his well-trodden material. Like a Martin Short does.
Oh.
Say what you will. He's put in the years to do whatever the fuck he wants. And so there's no established, these things that he does, he's just done them in movies. Maybe they didn't see his other movie to know that he had done it in there. It's treated in a way where you're supposed to be like, he's doing the suck mouth or whatever. You know? He's wheezing the juice. Or the boy, because he does that in at least 3 movies.
I wish you'd stop. You're very good at it. I wish you'd stop. It gives me a bad reaction. So it sounds like everybody. I guess we'll talk about in the next one.
Okay.
All right.
What do you give this movie?
I'll give it a 5.5 because I thought it was surprisingly likable for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it a 6. 6s for better movies than this. But like everybody involved in this should be mostly pretty proud. They did it.
Yeah.
And everybody's pretty good.
Yeah, it's super flat, the direction specifically. And I mean you could tell the budget just wasn't there, but in a lot of ways it's like what you would want to come from like a ball of wax. They're working within their limitations, but it's with what the story they're telling, they can pull it off. Ball of Wax is too ambitious to not have the money to, manifest a little bit more.
Sure, this thing only needed 5 locations that were easily secured.
Yeah.
People they know.
Sure. So yeah, you gave it a 5?
5.5.
5.5?
I think it's kind of good, a little bit.
I'm going to give it a 5.5 too. It's better than average. It's not anything special, but I had no issue watching it.
If the world was the way it used to be, Julian, if there wasn't the internet and you had like 12 stations and you were hungover on a Sunday and this is on the TV, you would just keep watching it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't turn it off.
Quite honestly, if I'd have found this at the right time in my heyday of watching indie films.
Right, if they could have just sent it back in time to you about 5 years before it came out.
Easily slipped right in my radar and I would have watched it.
Sure.
And I maybe would have latched on to maybe Mark, but somebody, and I'd have maybe tried to watch 1 or 2 of their other movies, and then just moved on to Rada.
God, we're ready for this podcast. We're built to do this.
So what would you give Mark, though, in this?
Honestly, this is the closest he's gotten to the earlier performances that I really clicked with, for the most part. I'm going to give him a 6. I'm just going to ignore the things I don't like. His naturalism, it seems like he can forget the camera's there and he can just live in the moment and do it.
Yeah.
And he seems good.
Yeah. I think I gave him, I feel like I gave him an 8 in Jailhouse. Maybe a 7.
As Pablo?
Yeah, that may have been, well, because we didn't give him anything in Undertow, I don't think.
We might have.
Because we didn't watch it for him.
Yeah, I guess.
Probably not dingling. We probably praised him, but we didn't rate him. So there isn't enough to go on for me to really find a happy medium here, but I feel like I like this performance better than Septien.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Septien,
Septien just didn't.
Everything else about that movie did wonders. I was impressed with it. Mark was like 50% irritating and didn't gel.
Well, and I think there was also that expectation that he was going to do the things that I was at that point familiar with him repeatedly doing, and he didn't. Yeah, so there's like a moment where I'm just like, oh, okay, he's really playing that kind of muted. It feels weird. But also listening to the director politely describe him objecting to the end of the movie, I thought, okay, that bird hunts, because he felt really weird in that part of the movie.
The defeated look when I thought that was great.
No, it was great, but it felt with a little bit more context like a guy who's just like, all right, let's just get this done. I'm not having fun anymore.
What we covered.
I
the
gave
movie?
him. I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Okay, and I gave him a 6.
I guess, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's it. Happy after. What is it? Happy hour. Oh, half empty.
I don't know what comes after this. Our timeline's gone crazy.
Yeah.
So you can find us on Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook. We Do 'Em Filmographies. Email us at wedoemfilmographies@gmail.com.
Yep.
I'm going to call Julian right now. What's the phone number?
763-634-1897.
Julian, come pick me up. I'm so cold. Hey, Julian, I'm lost.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts to save Jason.
Help me, podcast listeners. You're my only hope.
Yeah, or I'll have to kill him.
Go to the nowplayingnetwork.net and fill out the petition for Save Jason. He's cold.
And while you're there, you can also check out our favorite podcast,
Tracks of the Damned.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever updated it.
And we'll see you next week.
With, we don't even know.
Number 6.
That might take place 10 years after this. No, I don't know. Whatever. Well, I'm Jason.
I'm Jules.
And we did filmographies.
There we go. 62:45.